Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Fixie Hartmann, and he is in the Småland, at tier 10 premium pan-European destroyer. Now this is a ranked battle, and it's arms race on Warrior's Path. There are 4 destroyers per team, 1 cruiser, 3 battleships, no carrier. So the enemy team has a Stalingrad, so some radar. There's also a set with some powerful hydro, I guess. But you know, the friendlies have our Småland here, also has radar. Now the Stalingrad is spotted and currently still outside of radar range. Now we have first buffs coming online here. The friendlies have collected generation buff, so that's nice. And torpedoes are going in the direction. Oh, the Stalingrad is going towards the friendlies, yes. I don't think those torpedoes are going to hit anything, unfortunately, but that's to be expected. Now, oh, he's found a Shimakaze and 15 torpedoes there.
Torpedoes direct front.
Now the Shimmer is trying to smoke up, but say hello to radar. So this Shimakaze is going to beach in front of a Daring and a Småland. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Also, the island should provide quite a bit of cover for our Småland here, so not too many enemies will be able to shoot back, I assume. Now the radar ran out, but the Daring charged in and used his 3-kilometer hydro to reacquire the target, and that's one Shimmer dealt with. Now right now, Hartmann here has beached himself, but you know, only a Yamato can shoot him, and well, the Yamato isn't going to do that much, I suppose. He's back into concealment, and I mean, it's arms race battle. So with the heal buff, that means as long as you survive, you can always heal back up over time, especially if you're in the destroyer and can just stay in concealment there. Now the Pan-Europeans have this lovely, very tight spread. So the Yamato is nose in, but there is a... not sure why he isn't using both launchers here. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe the Yamato is going to turn over, but those torps are pretty fast. The Yamato is reasonably close, and nose on is not the best way to torp, but I think the additional torps might have increased the chance of getting a hit or two. Now I guess he's going for the Republic, who is also nosing there. But it looks like the Republic is reversing. Now, he does have heals left. Currently, not too many ships can shoot him. I mean, the Republic's turret layout allows him to only use the front guns, which aren't that many, I suppose, with the way the Republic is sailing. So I guess it's a rather reasonable risk to take here. I mean, as reversing Småland at this range isn't hard to hit, right? But currently the Republic isn't interested, and as I said, like the Republic only using the front guns, that's not that scary of firepower, especially with heals remaining and the arms race heal going. So he's just chilling here, trying to farm the Republic a bit, maybe hoping for some more fires there. Overall, the enemy team has already lost 3 destroyers, which is kind of impressive this quickly into the game. Especially considering that the friendly team, well, it only has the Småland radar. It's not like there is radar everywhere or carriers everywhere, despite the fact the enemy team has managed to lose almost all of their DDs. And, you know, really nobody is interested in our Småland here. He's just getting a free pass here to farm as much as he wants. I mean, oh, that looks lovely. I'm not entirely... I get the first torpedo launch is going through this gap just in case something is coming out. Oh, there's a Yamato coming. I don't understand the second torp launch because they're just going to go into the island. And I guess... did he expect the Yamato to come around? But personally I would have used both launchers to go through this gap in the hopes that maybe the Republic comes peeking again. But unfortunately the torps missed the Yamato there. But you know, let's just farm Yamato. Now the Yamato is trying to retaliate and gets a good chunk of damage in there. But you know, heal is going. And it will take the Yamato a while to reload, as long as it's just the Yamato. And again, this is pretty close. If the Yamato gets another salvo off, he could easily shave off half of the remaining health of the Småland. If the Yamato switches to our explosive, then it could get really devastating. So far, looking rather decent for the friendlies. Although not too many buffs have been collected, they are one ship ahead. They are a few points behind though. I mean, buffs can become really powerful here, especially long term. But I mean, the friendlies got 2 heal buffs, and I feel like the heal buffs are really... potentially it's one of the most important, because it just allows you to recover from taking a bit of damage if you just play careful for a bit. And speaking of a heal buff, in 1 minute there will be another one up for grabs. Our Småland has spotted a new target, a Kremlin. He isn't even getting detected here, which is lovely. I mean, there's a smoke screen blocking vision, and then there's the island blocking vision. Not sure where the last enemy destroyer is. The Summers was last spotted on the left side, but how long ago was that? Meanwhile, we have a Thunderer and a Republic running after Yamato and the Republic. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work out so well. I mean, torpedoes to port. But basically, you don't necessarily want to be in a fair fight. You want to crush the enemy with overwhelming odds if possible. And yeah, one of those battleships just got lost. If the Thunderer keeps charging in there, then the Thunderer might be lost. And you know, the friendlies are now on equal ship numbers as the enemy team. And the enemy team has more points. Of course, they probably collect more buffs. But we will see. Now, hopes are going towards that Kremlin. And I mean, there is some nice potential for those hopes with it. I feel it's unlikely that the Kremlin is going to maneuver too much. I mean, he will probably play with his speed. But right now, the Kremlin is just trying to get back towards his side. Also, the cap here in the center has spawned, but both forces have ships in there, so nobody is going to take that anytime soon. Well, the Kremlin is still in retreat here. It's burning quite nicely, it's getting found, and he is sailing straight into those torps. So, goodbye Kremlin. And that's a high caliber. And the first kill so far for our Småland. Now the friendlies are one ship ahead. But you know, there is this Thunderer that's engaging the Yamato and the Republic. Let's look at the hit points there. I mean, if the Yamato and the Republic don't screw up too badly, they should be able to take out this Thunderer without losing a ship. I mean, it's 2 against 1, like none of the other ships can really help in this fight. Meanwhile, Småland is using his trader to detect the Sommers, and I mean, there aren't too many ships shooting the Sommers, I'm afraid, so he will quite easily survive this and just escape there. Now, the enemy Stalingrad is also radaring, but nobody has really shots except for the Sommers, and the Sommers doesn't want to shoot because that would keep him detected probably by the Shimakaze. And again, there's quite a bit of smoke around. But Stalingrad's radar is now on cooldown, might still have a hideout going, I suppose. Meanwhile, the enemy ships haven't managed to deal with the Thunderer just yet, but 2 enemy battleships are like occupied there at the zone wall, which means they can't help, for example, the Stalingrad. Now the friendly team has mostly destroyers left, so well, we'll have to see. Like, if the Stalingrad was visible, it would probably be just a gun duel between Stalingrad and the Yoshino. But the Stalingrad would have to dodge quite a few torpedoes. Now, it's interestingly enough, the enemy didn't actually use their 2-on-1 advantage. That looks like the Yamato might still be engaging the Thunderer. The Thunderer is in retreat, and the Republic has decided to just come back into the center here. And meanwhile, this Stalingrad is going to eat a lot of fish. That was the wrong moment to sail around this corner Stalingrad. And the Småland isn't even really watching, right? He's just getting his devastating strike here while trying to engage the Sommers. Now, radar not quite ready yet.
Problem solved, sir.
And you know, with this, it's like the enemy's chances to win this battle are dwindling quite fast, especially since the Yamato isn't even spotted, so he's probably not even shooting anything anymore currently. Which means the Republic is charging a Sommers with, yeah, that's will include a lot of fish. And the enemy destroyer here is getting radar. And I mean, Småland's DPM is kind of scary, and the Sommers doesn't have any friends to help deal with the Småland, so the Sommers is just toast, basically. Meanwhile, the friendly Sommers is completing his YOLO charge. Well, okay, that has gone horribly wrong somehow, because the Republic is rather healthy. Well, and the Sommers just passed by this guy, and the Sommers has like, what, 12 torpedoes? So, I don't know how this went wrong, but it went horribly wrong. Doesn't matter though, because the Republic is still gonna sink. Which would leave the Yamato all alone at the zone wall. And once again we find out that being at the zone wall is not the game-winning play. Who would have thought? So let's speed this up a little bit, because, you know, all that's left is hunt down the Yamato. The Yamato doesn't really have any chance here. And is he going to open up fire here? Yes, he is. At this point it's just the race who can farm a little bit more damage from the Yamato. I mean, the Yamato is just coming back at the wrong time. Now, I'm not sure how healthy the Yamato was, if there was a need to go dark. But why didn't the Yamato, like, push the Thunder earlier? Why didn't the Yamato push in here when the Republic went back? Because, you know, that might just have been a little bit more firepower they would have needed to turn this around in some way. If the Yamato could have dealt with the Thunder, right, the Yamato can just go through the nose, then they would have the Yamato pushing in here with the Republic together. Who knows? But so this will just be a very nice win for the friendlies. And can he get a 4th kill here? We'll see. There are obviously multiple ships interested in sinking this Yamato. Well, turns out it stays at 3 kills. But, you know, Dixie Hartmann had a pretty nice game, earning 3086 base experience. Very nicely done there. He achieved a Confederate devastating strike at Dreadnought and a high caliber, scoring 259,000 points of damage. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.